We started back in, I think it was 1912, and then 1940 it was bought by my great-grandfather. And it started as a dairy farm until about the early, mid-80s. And then, my dad and uncle took over. They switched to vegetable production. And my grandpa had raised asparagus for a while, and I know that once they sold, my dad and uncle decided to sell the cows and get out of that industry and into vegetables, and that's when we kind of shifted a little bit. We grow asparagus, zucchini, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots. We have some tart cherry trees. We have a hog operation and a couple other things for cover crops like corn, wheat, rye. We do some soybeans. So it's a pretty diverse operation. So we started packing 4 years ago. I got the idea from an internship I had, and kind of applied some of those things we learned and brought it back. And we've been doing it for 4 years. It's since it started with just our stuff, just what the farm was growing, and then year 2 we kind of had a little more line time and figured we'd try running somebody else's. We worked with a couple neighbors, and it's just kind of grown since then. We started with 1 line, now we have 2. We've got a manual operated line and an automated one. So when it comes into us, the farm picks two different industries. One of them is processed, and that would be it's more of a frozen cut. It all runs through like an IQF freezer, and so they bring it in, they dice it up, or they pack like a spear, and it's all frozen and then put in a freezer and sold in retail stores. So the fresh market works a little different. It's brought in, it's usually a little longer, and it's the bunches of asparagus you're going to buy in a store. So we bring it in. It comes in a lug, and it's all mixed up. There's skinnier stuff and with jumbo stuff, and we've got to sort it by size, take a butt cut out of it, and then put rubber bands around it. And from there, it goes into a box according to what size it is, and shipped off to pretty much anywhere. We cover Michigan asparagus goes as far as like Texas, Florida, all the way west to like probably the Rockies, and all the way east to Boston or New York. So we cover a pretty big area with the stuff grown in Oceana County, and that's not just me. That's any packer who's packing anything in Michigan. That's how far it reaches. We have 130 people working for us. We run 2 shifts, but that's just depends on how much volume you need to get through. And when it cools off, you don't work as many hours, and when it warms up, you work a few more.